Good morning, everyone. Would you please rise for the class of 2028? Welcome, everyone, to our 9th annual White Coat Ceremony. Today, we are honored to be joined by members of the class of 2028, their families and loved ones, our dedicated faculty, staff, and we have a few distinguished guests, including our Executive Vice President, Dr. Worth, our chaplain, Rob Music, as well as SECO Vice President, our speaker, Brad Lane. And we have a couple guests in the back from our dental school as well. So thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We are certainly excited to be here and celebrate our students. I also want to take a moment to recognize my faculty. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all that you have poured into these students. And my administrative leadership, Dr. Egan, Dr. Martin, Dr. Cottle, and Dr. Summers. Thank you for your dedication to our students and to the program. Today, we are recognizing a very defining moment for these students as they journey from classroom to clinic. You have worked incredibly hard to reach this day. You've completed more than 80 semester hours of rigorous coursework. You've learned to organize diseases, pathogens, and treatments into their buckets. You've also, I think I said that a few times, right? But you've also learned what we've said about the fact that it's rare until it's in your chair, and it's important to be ready for anything. You've gained more than knowledge. You've built a foundation of discipline, resilience, and clinical judgment. One block to go, and then you step into clinic, and everything changes. You'll begin caring for real patients, real people with real needs. This is where knowledge meets purpose. Because what we do is never just about eyes, it's about lives. It's about the patient who sees clearly for the first time, the one whose disease you detect before it robs them of vision, and the one whose underlying condition you uncover because you took the time to look deeper. You have the opportunity to restore sight, to discover disease, and to truly change the course of someone's life. And in doing so, you make lives better. At Keiko, our mission calls us to serve, especially those who are underserved. In the clinic, you will refine your skills and live on that mission every day. You have also demonstrated your readiness through your clinical proficiencies. These tools you will carry with you as you assess, diagnose, and care for your patients. Today is also a moment of gratitude. Reflect on those who have helped you reach this milestone: your classmates, your faculty, your friends, and your families. You didn't get here alone, and you won't continue alone either. The white coat you received today is more than a garment. It's a symbol of professionalism, compassion, and the trust your patients will place in you. When someone sits in your chair, they are placing their confidence in you, not just for your knowledge, but for your care. Wear it with pride and wear it with humility. Class of 2028, you're ready, you're capable, you're compassionate, and you're, as I say, Keiko ready. At this time, I'd like to invite our chaplain, Rob Music, to come forward and lead us in the invocation.
Congratulations. Let's take a moment and go to the Lord in prayer. Compassionate and gracious author of our journey and giver of life, oh God, today as we celebrate another milestone in the lives of these care providers, we ask your richest blessing on them. May your Spirit clothe them with gratitude, awe, and deep levels of appreciation for the opportunity to learn and to serve. May you anoint them with your compassion and mercy and enfold them with your deepest love. May you fill them with boundless empathy, the one that's found in Jesus, and empower them for a new level of trust with their patients. And now as the world sees them with competency and medical authority, please inflame them with servant hearts. In a world that's filled with fake videos, AI-generated art, and filtered images, may you call forth from them the highest levels of professionalism and equip them with a rich amount of integrity. Use them as community leaders who change lives through time, effort, and their knowledge. And just as the patriarch Jacob honored his son Joseph with a special coat, may these white coats be a continual reminder of the unique calling you have on their lives, and may this calling uphold them for works of justice and deep listening. And also as you clothe the far-off son with a new garment of hope and mercy, may these white coats be physical signs of your faithfulness through the difficult times and the winding journey which leads them to this very moment. May they also know that no garment, coat, or role could ever define who they truly are. Today, as the next phase of their education and practice begins, may you surround them with mentors and models who will help navigate unlearned areas, and may you fill their lives with patience who will forever etch into their hearts a new way to see the world. For we ask this blessing in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. It's my privilege to invite to the stage our Executive Vice President, Dr. Lori Worth.
Good morning, everybody. What a beautiful morning today in Pikeville, Kentucky, in the Kentucky College of Optometry. I'd like to welcome all of you to campus and to this very, very special event. Thank you to our students. It is no small thing to have gone through your journey and to be prepared for a day like today. Thank you to the families. As I look in the back of the room, many of you have invested in the students who are here at the front of the room. Thank you for your commitment to them, your support from a distance, and your faith in the university and our School of Optometry. So last week I did a thing. I went to our Keynote clinic, and it was my annual exam. Thank you to Dr. Kinzer for your help and support as we were sort of finding my way and my new contact lenses that I have. A couple of the students that we have here in our Keynote program assisted and helped, and I can't help but think as I look at you students that is an exciting part of the journey here at Keynote, to be able to go to the clinic and several of our clinics that we have here at the university and to be able to support patients. And whether they're individuals that have significant ocular diseases or issues that they have, you will be able to help them see. And to help them see is so very important in our world today. Thank you for your work and support. We appreciate you all. I have the privilege of introducing Dr. Don Egan, our Associate Dean for Academic Affairs. Dr. Egan.
They never know what I'm going to say. Correct? Welcome, families, friends, and significant others to the Kentucky College of Optometry. Our mission, which Dr. Reeder alluded to, is to develop leaders in therapeutic optometry through innovative education and a commitment to caring for the underserved. Now, as I was thinking about today, it must be important because we just had the Olympics, we've got March Madness, and now we have white coat. So that's cool. Today we have the opportunity to recognize an important milestone that the class of 2028 has achieved. As I reflect back, I'm thinking, how'd you get to this point? How many times did you evert or flip your classmates' eyelids? Some are still in pain. How many drops did you put in each other's eyes? I mean, drop after drop after drop. Sometimes you didn't even know what the drop was, but you put it in anyway. How many times did you shine a bright light into somebody's eyes? You know, whoa, turn that down, turn that down. And your preceptor says, or your supervisor says, I can't see anything, turn it up, and they whack it up, okay? How many times did you poke them with some kind of device, like a tonometer, or one of those dry eye devices? Like, you're gonna put that where? How many times do you have to do that? Okay. How many different contact lenses did you apply to their eyes? And are still going to apply to their eyes. And they're all sizes. Okay. How many times did you ask them, which is better, one or two? Which is better, one or two? Finally, they said, I think it was number 32. Because that happens all the time, and it's going to happen in practice. Okay. So until the late 19th century, doctors wore dark-colored coats, black, usually to hide all the fluids that might get on it, so they wore black. So we had to think of some other alternatives. So the acronym comes out, Roy G. Biv. We're all familiar with Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. So I did some research to figure out if that would apply, what color would be best for us. Maybe white wasn't the answer. Red. Well, that brings back the Revolutionary War, and the British are coming, right? So we stay away from red. Orange. That was named after King William Orange of Northern Ireland. Or if you look where the school is being built next door, they're all wearing orange out there, so we don't want to wear orange. Yellow. Yellow is usually danger or a civil defense warning, so that's taken. Green. Well, that's good for camouflage during war, or the Masters Golf Tournament. Blue. Well, that brings back the Civil War, so that's out. Indigo. So indigo was a hard one to find. I did find that in West Africa, that's a sign of wealth. Well, I'm looking at these students. Should they be wearing indigo? I mean, they're what, $250,000 in debt, so I don't think they're a sign of wealth, okay? Violet. Violet was royalty, status, or the singer known as Prince, okay? So white seems to be the best choice. So black was changed to white. They wear masks, they wear caps, they wear coats. What does it symbolize? A white coat portrays cleanliness, purity, sterility, good hygiene, and safety. The first white coat ceremony was in 1993 at the Columbia University College of Physicians and Surgeons. The white coat is an honor, a privilege, an earned rite of passage that represents the transitioning of a professional graduate student to healthcare practice and patient care. You thought this speech was going to be short, didn't you? Optometric students are given a white coat as a visual reminder of their professional oath and commitment to providing high-quality health care. Traditionally, during a white coat ceremony, the Associate Dean of Clinical Affairs, Dr. Cottle, asked the recipient to take a professional conduct pledge, transitioning them from optometry student to clinical optometry student, seeing patients. But first, it's my honor to introduce this year's keynote speaker. But before I do that, I'd like to acknowledge our student marshals, Noah Paddock and Sydney Lowe. They'll be doing this next year, as well as Dr. Estevez, Caitlin Estevez, who serves as the CEQA volunteer of the schools. Our esteemed keynote speaker today is Dr. Brad Lane. He's the son of a West Virginia coal miner, so he's got roots here. He was an undergraduate degree from Concord University, where he was the Young Alumnus of the Year 2013. Then he was the Philanthropist of the Year in 2021. I guess he got older. He was no longer the Young Optometrist of the Year, or the Young Alumnus of the Year. Vice Chairman of Board of Governors, founding member of Concord University's White Coat Society, and he has also created and funded 3 scholarships. With respect to optometry, he went to the Pennsylvania College of Optometry, as well as has received an MBA and a Master's of Education in Instructional Design. In 2013, he was the West Virginia Young Optometric Physician of the Year. In 2017, he was the Optometric Physician of the Year. There's a trend. He seems to get the Young Award, then the Old Award. He is past president of the West Virginia Association of Optometry Physicians. He is an American Board of Optometry diplomate. He has served as past chair of the AOA's Education Committee, as well as the AOA Federal Legislative and Health Promotions Committees. You've done too much. He is a contributor to AOA Focus magazine. He is a board member of the Optometry Care Foundation, plus other boards that seek to advance optometry, healthcare, and patient care. He is currently an optometrist at Appalachian Eye Care with practices in West Virginia and Virginia. He also currently serves on the executive committee of the Southern Education Congress of Optometry, SECO, as its vice president, whose mission is to advance eye care worldwide through education, professional networking, and strategic partnerships. Whew. Dr. Brad Lane.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Egan. I didn't think of that as an old person award, but I guess he's not wrong, you know. Well, good morning to the faculty, families, proud mamas, papas, mamas, papas, brothers, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, neighbors, in-laws, outlaws, good morning. And to our students, congratulations. This is a special moment. Today, you're not just putting on a white coat, you're stepping into a calling. You know, I didn't grow up thinking I wanted to be an optometrist. I just knew I didn't want to go in the coal mines. So like Dr. Egan said, I grew up in a small town in southern West Virginia. Some would say in the Booger Woods. My dad worked hard, long days, tough conditions, and like a lot of dads, he didn't say a lot. One day he looked at me and said, "I don't want you to go in the mines." And in that moment, I knew my life was going to change. He gave me something that changed my life. He gave me a vision of something different. I didn't know how I would get there, and I wasn't sure what it looked like, but I knew I had an opportunity, and I didn't want to waste it. This isn't about me, this is about you. And when I look around today, when I see the students, I see opportunity. Maybe you're the son or daughter of a coal miner, teacher, waitress, truck driver, EMS, police officer, soldier, farmer, and 100 other things. And I hope you take the opportunity today to thank those people who were behind you, pushing you, because you, like Dr. Reeder said, you didn't get here alone. So today isn't about just a white coat, it's about a commitment. You know, the first time I put on a white coat, by the way, I am old, I guess. We didn't have a white coat ceremony at PCO. They just said, go buy one and put it on. I'm like, all right. So, but anyway, but whenever I did, it didn't, I mean, I knew it was something special. We even had to go, seriously, like up to the scrub shop and buy them and just stick it on and say, there you go. Anyway, a little bitter, but don't be bitter, just get better, right? So, but it didn't quite fit. It wasn't physically, it didn't fit, it just felt kind of heavy, and there was an emotional aspect to it. It was heavy with responsibility, heavy with expectation, and heavy with the unspoken promise that I would give every single patient my best. But over time, I grew into it, and so will you. So at some point in your life, someone's going to sit in your chair and trust you with their vision, not just their eyesight, but their confidence, their independence, sometimes even their future. With that kind of impact comes responsibility. Responsibility to be thorough when it would be easier to rush, and there's going to be those days. Responsibility to be present when your schedule is full, and there will be those days. Responsibility to do it right the first time, because your patients trust you. Because the difference between a good doctor and a great one is not intelligence. It's not where you went to school, and it's not your GPA. It's how you show up every single day. And to be honest, this isn't on here, and I almost didn't want to share this, but I will. I feel like we're friends here, since I'm just across the border. I did not graduate in the top of my class, 150 students, thereabouts. I was not in the top 20%. I was in the bottom 20% didactically. Clinically, that's where I excelled. I was in the top 5%. So why they let some little hillbilly kid that didn't graduate in the top come and speak to you? I'm not sure. And I got a text last night from someone in your class, I'm not going to mention any names, that said I was the last choice and no one else would do it. Or we'll talk about that later. But the point is, there's nothing professional about showing up halfway. There's nothing acceptable about letting your coworkers carry your weight. And there's nothing compassionate about cutting corners when someone is trusting you with their care. People are trusting you on the most important days of their lives. And I believe deeply what you do matters, but how you do it matters even more. The white coat you're putting on today represents knowledge, and it represents trust. It's a privilege of being invited into someone else's life at a moment when they need help. You're going to meet patients who are scared, and I would encourage you to be the calm in their storm. And that doesn't come from a textbook, but it does come from who you choose to be. This profession is unique. Yes, you'll measure vision, you'll refine prescriptions, you'll diagnose and manage chronic diseases, sometimes life-threatening, and that happens more than you think. You'll be the first to detect brain tumors, sleep apnea, diabetes, hypertension, a myriad of vasculopathies. You know these things. But you're also going to help someone drive again, work again, and live independently again. And that is the care that we provide. Because the truth is, people won't remember every detail of their exam. Shoot, they probably won't even remember your name. But they will remember if you cared, if you treated them like they mattered. That's the standard. Perfection's not the standard. Presence is. Your ego doesn't matter. Your service does. There's going to be long days ahead, moments where you question yourself, moments where you feel overwhelmed, and moments where you wonder if you're good enough. Well, you are. You're proving it. You know, I used to think that success meant leaving where I came from, leaving that small town, and leaving the struggle. But I've come to understand something different. The goal isn't to leave. The goal is to become something and then give back, to serve, to lead, to make a difference in the lives of the people who trust you. You know, my mama Elaine used to lay beside me when I was a little kid and I couldn't go to sleep. And her calloused hands, she'd worked on the farm, and my pawpaw did too, and cutting wood. She'd rub my back until I fell asleep. And I never really understood how those hands that had worked so hard could feel so soft. But I understand now. It wasn't the hands, it was the care behind them. Because at the end of the day, if your patients walk away seeing a little better, that's good. But if they walk away feeling seen, that's everything. So I'd like to leave you with a challenge. Don't let your coat become a symbol. Let it be a reflection of your heart, your integrity, and your commitment to others. Let every patient encounter be a reminder of why you started this journey. Let every success fuel your passion, and let every failure deepen your empathy. So wear your coat with pride, wear it with purpose, and above all, wear it knowing that the best chapters of your story are being written. So congratulations, class. I look forward to calling you my colleagues. Welcome to the profession.
And that's a true story, because in North Philly, I didn't know where to get a white coat either. Let me now introduce KYCO's Assistant Dean of Curriculum and Assessment, Dr. Justin Martin, and Dr. Cliff Caudill, the Associate Dean of Clinical Affairs. They will introduce and officially present the white coat to those students who have earned the privilege it represents.
May I request the marshals to present the class of 2028. Alyssa Faith Alexander. Zoe Jolene Baker. Emily Beck Grace Bechtel. Gabriel Mackenzie Bennett. Jeremy Edward Bishop. Alicia Lillian Blank. Kyle Thomas Boyett. Chanel Tiana Boykins. Alisa Jordan Buchanan. Amber Lynn Burton. Joseph Franklin Campobasso. Seth Aaron Clark. James Daniel Davey. Stephen Letson Duncan Cook. William Daniel Duvall. His guest quoter will be Dr. Robert Berlin Duvall, OD. Nathan Lewis Fees. Jahela B. Fields. Josiah J. Fitch. Isabella Grace Forster. Ella Corey Gay. Tucker Ryan Glass. Patience Lauren Glatt. Robert Stephen Harkle Road. Bailey Drew Harris. Paige Amelia Hoover. Peter R. Hersoff. Candace Michelle Hurst. Kirath Kaur. Ashlyn Marie Clockey. Mary Elizabeth Lemley. Sean Andrew Malone. Alexandra Ray Claggett Marshall. Alison Elizabeth May. Daniel Moreno. Kritika Radhai Murugadas. Christelle Kapinga Goba. Shamni Prakash Patel. Samuel Micah Perkins. Mason Lloyd Postlethwaite. Ekam Singh Roy. Morgan Michaela Rice. Noah Tate Sammons. Emily Gale Sharp. Sean Charles Shiner. Andrew Edison Slazer. Dustin John Smith. Riley Catherine Scheiber. Hayden Avery Tolley. Trish Van. Jenna Eloise Wan. Gabriel Joseph White. Brady Anderson Whitehead.
Well, that was exciting, right? You know, so, nice work. Nice work, folks. I've had the privilege so far of white coating all of our students here at KYCO, and I got a privilege to work with this group a little bit. I got assigned into their laboratory as preclinical folks, and so if you have a black card in your white coat, you'll need to see me afterwards. I made you look, right? Yeah. Oh no, not at all. Not at all. No, I have to reinforce and repeat some of these thank yous. These folks behind you all, they're the best. They are the ones who have gotten you to this point and supported you through all this. Our faculty, our administration, all these folks have gotten you to this point. And what is this point? This point is the transition between primarily didactic or classroom work and clinical care. And that's exactly what you came to this institution to do. You have to have all that foundational knowledge. There's just no way to go into it without it. But now, as Dr. Lane mentioned, and by the way, if Dr. Lane is old, I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? Just going to leave it at that, But as he mentioned, this is the part where the rubber really hits the road and where you make a difference in people's lives. Although this may seem a simple ceremony, as someone mentioned earlier, it's not just a garment, right? It really represents the phase in your education where you transition from, again, a student to a clinician. And it really symbolizes and affirms the student's commitment to the patient and their well-being. I think that's really, really important. So, on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration, will the University of Pikeville, Kentucky College of Optometry, class of 2028, please rise to pledge your commitment to the next phase of your training, clinical care. Consistent with the standards of professional conduct for optometric clinical practice, please repeat after me. I will ensure that all persons have access to eye, vision, and general health care in an environment of faith, social justice, and human dignity. I will provide care that is consistent with established clinical practice guidelines based on the latest scientific knowledge and procedures. I will remain current with the prevailing scope of practice and standards of care to benefit my patients. I will respect the rights of my patients to be active participants in decisions affecting their health care. I will inform patients or their legal guardian about the patient's health care and health care options. I will hold in confidence all protected health and other personal information. I will conduct myself with good character in all my actions to build trust and respect with patients, the public, and colleagues. Reflect on those for a few minutes, all right? But when you realize where you're going next, these are the guidelines that help you determine what's the next phase and how you treat your patients and your colleagues. Right? So welcome, students, to the next phase of your training, and of course, the best of luck. Now, if the audience would please rise for the recessional and welcome the class of 2028. Today. That concludes the ceremony. Please join us for a reception. We're going to have some a reception outside of this room and down on the 6th floor. Please enjoy a few minutes with your loved ones. Thank you all again.